And it's a sage, it's rage, it's a thing in the cage, baby. It's the Koopa, and we're back. And subscribe, first of all, so you guys subscribe. And God, man. Guy, person, it's probably a man. Maybe if I stop saying man at the start of these videos, I'll get a few ladies in here. But life is crazy sometimes. Life is crazy. I'm gonna tell a story about how you can slow the roll and just kind of not crash out. Well, I guess I won't really tell a story. I guess I'll just kind of ramble on about it. But the ramble has kind of a scenario here. But yeah, here in the Sage, it's gonna be a little bit about integrating your dark side, a little bit about not crashing out. But yeah, yes, we're gonna get into today. Sage style. This is another Sage quest. So we're going to well, the whole Sage thing is like learning to use the dark. It's like, why can't I integrate my darkness? So this is how to get it from the Dark Lord or whatever this guy's name is. So let's go to the well over here in Gartland, do the thing. But guys, yeah, just chilling out, pausing, stopping is like the solution to so many different things, and to me that is very frustrating. I am a lover of action. Not really a man of words with the words. If you tell me what to say, I can say it. If you tell me how to converse, I'll converse. That's the natural autism in me, I think. Hmm. But yeah, I generally, I'd say, get misunderstood, not because of like the tone flexion or like the aura. It's mostly just because of the word choice. Sometimes you speak too high or too low. You dig? You drift? You catch? Because I have my own flow, my own like method of conversing, in a different sense. It's more like a dance with my own mind. And I kind of disregard whoever's there. So this is why it's very good for me to just get all this goon out, all this inner thought out. We all have our thoughts in orgies at all times. I know my thoughts fuck around with each other, as a thought should, you never let a thought stay dormant. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, thinking is good, right? But the dwelling, the rumination that's where that thing comes in. So what I'm talking about, guys, is the pause. We always have a choice to go where we want to mentally, wherever aids us. And to get there physically, you're gonna have to go there mentally first, right? So you have a choice of which path to walk, and not to be too hard on yourself on the path you walk. So it's like crazy things could happen. A whole crash out could happen. You could just shut the fuck up, and you're like, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna chill out. I'm not gonna run to the aid. I'm not gonna try to be a hero, because nobody's a hero. You're not gonna save anybody. Just like no one's gonna save you. You're just gonna keep walking. Keep walking. Feelings come my way, I keep walking. Leery louds come my way, I keep walking. Yeah, it's funny shit. It's funny shit. um, life can be pretty crazy, and I don't think it ever stops being crazy. Maybe you're just a boring person. You with crazy you without crazy life. Maybe you're just boring as fuck. You never know. But if you just pause when the crazy happens, and you're like, maybe I don't need to engage with this right now. Maybe I can just do the thing. And the problem is people don't set up systems to like healthy systems to cope. Like your healthy system to cope is like gooning and jacking off. That's not a healthy system. Or smoking. It's not a healthy system. You gotta find something that really breathes life into you. Like you breathe life into other things. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It usually can't be a woman that you're breathing life into nowadays. Because it's very easy for people to take advantage of you, take you for granted. You know, nobody's really real. I've found. And when you find that nobody's really real, and you're like, wait a minute, but I'm connected to all of them. Guess what that means? You're not really real, motherfucker. So you know, it's just disconnection, detachment, and the crucial pause. The crucial pause. It's what we need. It's what we need. So you know, the story of my life today. I live very close. Well, not like very, a 15-minute drive away from my one of my parents, one of my lovely parents. And they did call me this morning, and I was doing things. I was in the middle of things. There's no text afterwards, and I just realized now I'm terrible at texting things back. You guys probably heard in these videos constantly. Uh, I get pissed off when I get text because that just means I have to think for somebody else. And I craft these text messages with the hand of God. So I just take what I say very, 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 very heavily for whatever reason. Um, and I realized that power, that guy just he definitely warped. Anyways, that power is not for me to control. I'd say the feelings in the moment of what you think you need to do, what you think you don't need to do, especially for someone like me who just thinks a lot, are not things you need to act on. Not really, not entirely, because if you give me the full reins, I will make a lot of actions, and right now I just don't have the capital. I don't have the capital. See, the thing is, motherfucker, I'm level 1, and I'm trying to take like 18 turns, and I'm like, why are you doing this? You're in no shape. You're in no condition, motherfucker, to try this hard. Sometimes you just gotta take a step back and yeah, and say, I'm gonna do what is conducive for my health. They may be crashing out, but I can't, take off my, you know, what is that thing? What's that thing on the planes? I don't know. I was gonna say, oh my god, that is definitely not the right thing. But so the thing on the planes that you put on your mouth to breathe when the plane is going down, and I was gonna call that a umbilical cord, but I know that's not it. I know what that is. I know what that actually is. And to save you motherfuckers, the two people here who are eating, which is technically me right now. I'm drinking a smoothie, but we're gonna save the people from the explanation of what that other thing is. But yeah, you can't take your shit off and help the other one. You gotta not lie to yourself and be like, oh my god, I have to bear this huge weight and drop everything and go crazy on and I have to trust that not everybody in the world is a fucking idiot. Like, how would that be true? Like, there's no way I'm the only, like, the last smart guy ever. The thing is, it's just very easy to get drowned because there's a very big competency scale between the smart guys and the idiots. There's not a lot of average guys out there nowadays. So yeah, it gets weird. It gets weird when you start to only see idiots and even perceive the smart guys that do dumb things as idiots. And it's like they're not. They're just going through a dumb phase. This is the dumb era for this guy. I don't know, but like, see, the thing is, think I'm talking about chat. Um, is basically just letting God take the wheel. You know, they say the whole uh, you know, give up, deny yourself, let Christ take up your cross. Yeah. Deny yourself. Deny. We start with deny yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's like true let go. That's like true freedom. Because every girl thinks freedom is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking get paid by the government and make my own money and travel all over the world or whatever the fuck freedom. But freedom really is just denying all of that and being like, I could have it, but I do not need it. But I do not need it. That's the thing. That's what's really getting me through the masturbation Gora defeation. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I could have it. I know it's right there. I know it's but a click away. And sometimes I just, I fall. I fall. We all fall sometimes. To give ourselves a little bit of strength to get back on the horse. You know what I'm saying? Especially for me, it was like someone who was doing every day, twice a day. Like, how am I not gonna? I'm gonna cut that cold turkey. That's weird. That's crazy. That's insane. Like, um. Oh, I think. Yeah. Okay. So there was a whole glitch at the end of that. So you know what? I will. Yeah. I'll cut that out. That's funny. That's funny. Or I might leave it in. I might leave it in. I might leave it in because that's what life is about. You just gotta let it go. You just gotta let that shit flow. This is also good footage here. So we're probably gonna leave this in. Probably gonna leave this in. Um, but yeah, it's so vital just to breathe it out, man. Breathe it in, but also breathe it out. God, because a lot of people are gonna beat the fuck out of you, and if you hold in this tension of like I have to be the best, can't fail one time at all. And if I fail one time at all, I'm a failure, and it's all gonna come crashing down. And like you're constantly in survival mode. You're just constantly gonna be in survival mode, even when you do quote unquote make it. Like you have to get out of that shit. Just leave it behind. You don't need that mind state. You don't need it. You don't need it. I think I even finished my story. So this is okay. So it's basically the story is it's really short. I had a crash out moment this morning where I forgot I missed a call. So I was doing things with my mother. I haven't talked to in a while. I haven't just looked at the text messages. I'm like, I haven't sent them, maybe since like Mother's Day. It's like June now, oh no, a couple months, right? And I live very close. And I realized after that, whole family group chat that actually medical problems were happening, small seizures were happening there. But I didn't crash out. What did I do? I didn't crash out. Group chat popping off. Everybody saying shit. Everybody saying shit. Everybody doing shit. And then, people are like traveling towns to towns to go, help her and all this shit. I'm not crashing out. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. Waited a couple hours later, few hours later. And this is like a serious thing because I'm honestly, I don't want to be that guy to be like, oh no, death could happen at any corner, but death can happen at any corner. All of our health is kind of in crisis because of America in general. We have to pay a lot for this healthcare. So um, that's why I feel like that's why a lot of things I just don't go to the doctor for that I definitely could. I definitely feel terrible and I don't, and I eventually feel better. So I'm like, man, maybe doctors are just trash. Maybe. But the medical problem happened. I waited a couple hours later, texted because he's out of town, which is why this is kind of a bad thing. But my mom's partner right now, out of town. So I texted him later on, and I haven't even texted him in forever because I don't text people because texting people is fucking stupid unless you have a plan with them. Texted him, and I was like, is everything good? Are you good on your trip? Is everything, okay. And he's like, no, good. Neighbors checked on her. It's all fine. And group chat by this time had died down. Nobody was blowing up my phone with shit. So I always just leave the group chat until they decide to talk to each other because it's good information. I do appreciate it being there. It's not something I'm gonna leave, but to engage in a group chat, I don't think I'll ever feel the need to again. Unless it's a group chat for me, unless it's me and my peons. So who knows if I'll make a Discord if I actually get popular. Probably won't know. Probably won't know. Argue amongst yourselves in the comment section. Um, but yeah, see the thing is with that little small little story, I live very close, very, very close. You know, within all of that, all of the things I was doing and all of the things I did in between. It's not like I just, laid in bed all day, waited around. Oh no, things are bad are gonna happen. I wake up with a plan for the day, essentially. And I feel like that's the only way to go. You got to get consistent in the habits and the copes that you do because they're all fucking copes, man. Life is shit. Life is ass. Everything you do is a cope. So you got to get conducive with it. You got to get really like weigh the pros and the cons. So like, I have a cope here. What are the pros and cons of this? All right. And then what is a good cope to go along with this? Is a bad cope. What's a bad cope to go along with this? Is a good cope. Right? Because nobody is going to live life with a bunch of good things, a bunch of good habits constantly flowing in the right, position. Automatically, you're gonna have to build up to that. You have to build up to that. And I think just transmogrifying, interacting with the yin and the yang, integrating a lot of that shadow with a light side as well. Because like there are some things we do. Like I still smoke. I still smoke. I may be giving up the gooning, but I'm definitely not giving up the smoking for a while at least. So this is my lungs die out or whatever. But if I did want to, I would just pair it with a non-smoking good activity. And I did. I paired it with exercising, so I know if I ever want to stop smoking, I can just work out. And it's one of those things. I'm very glad I didn't naturally become a gym bro. I became an outside bro, and that's partly because of my raising in nature, raising of the nature. But yeah, you got to really look inside yourself and know where you're coming from. Know what you need, and that takes a lot of introspection. That takes a lot of time alone. So I hope you're not watching this with your boo thing, with your boob tube. Hope you don't got a second screen. You gotta sit here and think about it. Let's think about it right here on this loading screen. Here we go. Take a second. All right, class. What did we come up with? What did we come up with? If you don't have an answer for the end of your life right now, okay. Let me chill out. But yeah, that's what the whole episode is about, guys. It's about chilling out and being like shutting the fuck up about all the problems in your life. I'm very broke. I'm very dead. My dick don't work no more. Whatever it is. If you're dead, you probably don't have a lot of problems. But whatever it is. I think I meant dead inside. I don't know where I was going with that. But whatever it is. Whatever it is. Someone's gonna be there. Something's gonna be there to, hold you together. You dumb gooner. Someone's gonna hold you. Someone's gonna hold you together. I don't know what it is. If I did, I would just tell you in this episode, but I don't know what it is. But our job is to find that. It's gonna take a lot of loading screens. I'm still looking. If you guys are watching this, you think he likes making the videos, and that's what makes him love. And yeah, I'm just doing shit. I'm just doing shit. You don't realize there's a lot of stuff been going on. I'm just doing shit. And I feel like I don't even know how many. Wow, your second or third journal in, they get kind of old. I don't know how many I have now because I just keep throwing them in places that I don't remember where they are. I don't even know if in this new house, I've moved with all my journals. But eventually you're just tired of writing your words. You just want to speak them. You just want to speak them. You just want to speak them. Sure. That's why I do this. It helps to get the noise out. The noise out. But you gotta remember where we all started from. Humble beginnings. Humble beginnings. I was always afraid to do something like this because of my humble beginnings. Because I thought, there's nothing for me to talk about. There's nothing I have, no value I can add. And I was like, who cares? Who cares? What value do these trash idiots that I watch had? They're just people. They're just human beings. They're fleshy creatures. Sometimes they don't look like fleshy creatures. But they are fleshy creatures. That's another thing I could get into as well in another episode, how people look very different nowadays. But I think that isn't today. I think I'm done. Ooh, remember to like. Remember to subscribe. Remember to not be evil. Integrate your dark side. You're not fully evil. You are a little evil though. I know you. You're a little evil though. You're like 70% evil. You're like ew. You're like 71% evil. I'm kidding, baby. You 69% evil. Ooh, ooh. Let me see that evil ass. Oh shit.